The headline number is huge, 50%, covers about 5% of Canada-US trade. So we're looking at anywhere between 70 to 90,000 Canadian jobs unevenly spread across the country that would be potentially impacted in the long run. So it's not 50% across the board. It is limited, but still it's hard to not see major problems with the potential of 70 to 90,000 Canadians maybe losing their job, depending on how long this goes on.
How do you work out that number? 70 to 90,000 Canadians losing their jobs. What's the economics of this?
The economics of that is just how integrated, in Ontario, for example, where I am, the auto market is. Some of the most popular trucks purchased in the United States, Silverados, the F-Series, those are made in Oshawa and Windsor. They're made in Ontario. They're made with American parts. They're made with Mexican parts. So there are tens of thousands of employees directly or indirectly involved in that cross-border trade. And just to put it into perspective in terms of how intertwined the North American market is, there is no such thing as an American or Canadian car anymore. There's just a North American car because any given part can actually cross the border upwards of 8 times before it's actually finished in a final car. And so the idea of tariffing that every time it crosses the border is one, it's obviously terrible for Canada, but think about the nightmare that this is going to be for American workers in the plants who finish the cars. So the president is now tariffing or taxing the means to which cars are built in America and bought by Americans. And so, I mean, you can also apply that same intertwined or metrics for paper and pulp, which is predominantly in British Columbia on the West Coast. And that's where these numbers start to accumulate, and that's where you get the $70,000 to $90,000 range.
Okay, that makes sense, because the American and Canadian economy, and for that part, the Mexican economy, have been integrated since the 90s and continued to integrate. But what do you say, and the economics of that makes perfect sense, but what do you say to the Trump voter in the Rust Belt who listens to what you just said and hears there is no such thing as American cars anymore and thinks that's a bad thing, not a good thing?
Well, I would look at the sticker price. I mean, the 25% tariffs that were already in play were estimated to increase the cost of a car by $3,000. And I mean, back of a napkin estimation on doubling that would take it to $6,000. Is that even remotely affordable? I mean, look at the cost of living crisis that the president himself largely won on, saying we're going to make America great again by making it affordable again, and then rolls out policies to further inflate the cost of goods. And in many instances, these are not things that the United States can go and make themselves. They get aluminum predominantly from the province of Quebec. That's because that's where aluminum is. They really don't have that many other options. They don't have any domestic options. They have to get it from somewhere. So why would they want to tariff and make it more expensive to get it from Canada? I mean, one of the hilarious ironies in all of this was, okay, well, we're going to get it from the United Arab Emirates. And I have no ill will towards the Emiratis. But what was one of the first things that was hit by a drone during the war with Iran? It was the major aluminum manufacturing facility in the UAE. And so the whole idea of trying to irritate your largest trading partner for a deal that you signed in your first term it leaves me scratching my head. There are legitimate American grievances in terms of Canada's approach to trade policy, and I think those are worth being hashed out, and some of those were in this potential deal. But I don't think whatever the grievances are solved by making life more unaffordable for Americans.